Charlie Kirk is dead and black people are mad at him. Why? Oh, I know. He acknowledged what he thought was problems in our communities and offered solutions. Hard work, fathers in a home, education. That's what y'all mad at. Somebody telling you to work hard, marry before having children, and take education seriously. We have lost the plot. We have really lost the plot, and I am extremely concerned about my people. Liberal ideology, Democrat ideology, baby mama culture, whatever you want to call it. Something has convinced Black America that it is possible for them to succeed in this country without valuing education and two-parent households. I want Black people to understand that there's no evidence in human history of a group of people being successful without education and strong family values. It just does not exist. No amount of government aid, assistance, programs, because I know y'all love programs, can replace the impact of having a father in a home. It's just not gonna happen. There's no way around the fact, the very real fact, that conservative principles and values are needed to establish a strong foundation across any culture, across any racial group. They're needed. Period. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all acting like this ain't common sense? Like, I know y'all know this.
You know, I've been deep diving over the entire weekend, and I've been even contemplating doing a reaction video to some of the black people that actually came up to debate Charlie Kirk. And it's funny because all of a sudden, all of these people mysteriously was watching Charlie Kirk and studying his ways and looking at his debates and trying to figure out what it is. No, I think that most people are just riding the bandwagon of trying to have an opinion about something that they know not of and is unfamiliar with, and they're using that to try to justify, using specific talking points to try to justify the fact that they don't necessarily care for Charlie Kirk. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether you liked him, you didn't like him, whether you have empathy for him or you don't have empathy for him. You still got to be you when you wake up in the morning. You still going to be you even if you leave your job. You still going to be you after you get fired. You're still going to be in the same position, in the same space that you are, even if you don't like the rhetoric or the tone or whatever it is that you can justify to continue to purport bad behavior and show off all of this nonsense inside of the culture and the community. And that is the honest to God truth. Don't matter where you are, you taking you with you. And so, we know that Charlie Kirk, for example, one of the things that he emphasized was that the thing that is wrong with the black community, because what people don't realize is that when you say stuff or when you hold people accountable, it's actually out of love. Nobody gives you information because they want you to be worse. Nobody holds you accountable because they want you to be worse. In that case, they let you continue to do what you need to do and do whatever it is that you want to do because they don't care about you. And so they're willing to have a conversation with you and give you the blueprint on what it takes to be successful. And every time that you see that happens, they get rejected. Every single time that you see it happens, people get rejected. Why? And that's the reason why you don't see any heroes in our community. Even the black people that are super successful, either they've met opposition from their own people and or they are not necessarily celebrated and looked at as a leper. People know more about your favorite rapper than they do about Robert Smith, right? People will sit there and pick apart a person that maybe has a white girl as a wife, but don't necessarily, like even the people that you look at that you can identify with from a pigmentation in your skin perspective, they don't necessarily celebrate it. They reject it. They hate that person. Even a person that, would be married for 20 plus years and is successful and was able to drag themselves up out of the mud, they're going to find out a reason to try to discredit you. They're going to try to say that you got it, you didn't get it. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. You're never going to convince somebody that wants to be a victim how to get out of victimhood if they don't want to get out of being a victim. The first step, even in AA classes, even in Gamblers Anonymous, even in Alcoholics Anonymous, doesn't matter what you do. The first way for you to be successful is they force you to acknowledge that you are a problem, that you have the problem. But nobody wants to have that part of the conversation. And so the reason why no culture is ever going to be scared of you is because they know that, first of all, you unwilling to take responsibility. And the minute that they remove any kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion program, you can't stand on your own. And so you need government assistance, which is one of the reasons why people are mad that Trump is now forcing people to have some level of volunteer work, go to school, or work half the time, work part-time in order to keep their government benefits. Because, you know, the minute that they take that crutch away from you in order to try to get you to walk and make your legs stronger, you reject it.
All up and down my timeline, all I see is Charlie Kirk a racist. He said this about black people. He said that about black people. He this, he that. I don't feel bad. I don't care. I'm going to mind my business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. The problem that I have with black people is that we don't like to be told when we're wrong. We don't like to be held accountable. We don't like nobody telling us nothing. It don't matter, even if you are black. If you tell another black person right from wrong, they call you judgmental, and then they'll use the excuse, only God can judge me, as to justify their poor behavior. Y'all is the same Negroes that get on here and act a fool, and then you want somebody to have sympathy and empathy for you when you in a situation that you can't get yourself out of, when it's you or your family member in a predicament. But y'all sitting on here happy and celebrating the expiration of this man in public. What kind of, like, y'all are wicked and evil to the core. I don't care what y'all call me, Uncle Tom, Uncle, whatever you want to say. Oh, you just trying to get the validation of the YT people. Like, don't nobody care about that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Black people, y'all get on my nerves with that. Y'all always want to make everything about racism. Everything is not about race. Some stuff is just common sense and sound advice. Y'all don't want to listen to nobody, though. That's the problem that we have in this community. Y'all think y'all can't take criticism at all. That can't nobody talk to you about nothing. Can't nobody criticize you about nothing. And don't let them be a different race. They racist all of a sudden. Everybody racist if they say anything that's negative against a black person. Like, come on now. Let's just be for real. Some people can speak the truth and it's not racist. A lot of y'all, if I was a different race, y'all would call me racist. Like, no, y'all are just ignorant and very exhausting.
And you know, the thing about it is that it's profitable for people to continue to sell you on the idea that you're a victim. That's the worst part about it. Is that when I see these race hustlers and these commentators and these people that are racist themselves against people that don't look like them, and every single thing that they've ever said in their entire life has been to try to make you a victim, like the D.L. Hugleys and the Ricky Smileys, while they continue to celebrate and champion certain things and won't necessarily hold anybody accountable that's in the community. I ain't never seen them had a one-on-one with a young man and told them, yo, listen, you're not a victim. You got to do things differently and you need to level up and do things certain type of way. They all a part of the boule. They all a part of the same gang. They all a part of the boule and they all owned by the same gang. And so at what point do you divest yourself from them? At what point do you divest yourself from the community? I'm going to leave a link back because I always like to make sure that I give credit to the content creators regardless of if I agree or not. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.